A chilling realization hit Kunimi as he stared at the empty pillbox in his hand. He knew he should have gone for another prescription weeks ago, but he was certain he still had another box. And now that he took the last pill, he started to regret his laziness. The issue now was, he couldn't get the prescription unless he sat on a bullet train or asked Kindaichi to take him to the doctor. Both options were equally terrifying. Just the image of sitting in a fast-moving train sent his heart racing, and he couldn't possibly bother Kindaichi with a banal thing as this when he already had enough on his plate with work and team. Though having to explain his issue to his boyfriend would be much worse. Kindaichi probably wouldn't laugh at him. He wasn't the type to make cruel jokes. But he would definitely be annoyed, which frightened Kunimi more than anything. He was annoying Kindaichi enough, even without his stupid fear. Okay, are you home? Startled from his thoughts, Kunimi quickly threw the box into the trash. Yeah, welcome home. It's okay, I can do without the meds for now, no big deal. Kindaichi smiled widely at him and immediately pulled him to his chest, picking him up from the ground. Let me down, you stupid giant! But I missed you. We saw each other in the morning. That's too long. Kunimi sighed but didn't protest further, and even relaxed into the embrace. He would never admit it out loud, but he couldn't get enough of his boyfriend's hugs. He wasn't short in any way, but Kindaichi still managed to make him feel dwarfed, and Kunimi loved it. Nor did he mind being reminded of his beloved's strength in such a gentle way. How was school? Boring. Of course it was. I can't recall you ever saying anything else. You should try to pay attention sometimes, you know? Kunimi grimaced. But that's too difficult. Those people don't know how to teach. Rolling his eyes, Kindaichi set Kunimi back on the floor, leaving a kiss on his forehead. You're impossible. But I have great news. Wanna hear it? Sure. What would you say we take advantage of the holidays this week and go somewhere? Kunimi froze, an uneasy feeling settling in his stomach. Where? I was thinking that beach resort we were talking about last year. They have some kind of promotion discount for couples. Isn't that great? No. Kindaichi's smile fell, the sight making Kunimi's heart ache. He hated ruining his boyfriend's excitement, especially since this was a vacation they've been seriously considering since last year. But the said resort was about 4 hours away, which meant 4 hours spent in a fast-driving car. About 4 hours too many. But why not? I thought you wanted to go too. Yeah, I do, but I can't. I'm sorry. But you didn't have any plans, right? We were supposed to be together. Trying his hardest to mask the growing panic, Kunimi bit hard on his lip and stepped back, praying Kindaichi would leave it be. And forgive him afterwards. I don't, but I can't. I'm sorry, really. Stupid meds! Stupid phobia! Kindaichi's sigh tore him from cursing the fate, his heart sinking. You? I swear I would love to go, but I can't right now. No, it's fine. We'll go next time. He smiled, but there was no denying he was heartbroken. Kunimi felt horrible about it, but there just wasn't anything he could do right now. He couldn't get into a car without his medication. The not-so-quiet grumbling leaving Kindaichi's mouth as he reached for the car keys as if tightened the invisible chain around Kunime's chest. It didn't take a genius to recognize his boyfriend was becoming irritated with him, and Kunime couldn't really blame him. He couldn't sit in the car, let alone drive, which left only Kindaichi to do all the errands requiring moving where he couldn't go on foot. What made things even worse, Kunime was now also running out of believable excuses, surely leading to Kindaichi thinking he was being even lazier than usual. I would really appreciate if you could go there this time. Or at least come with me. I told you I have to finish some work. You say that every time. I just have a lot to do right now. He shivered when Kindaichi narrowed his eyes at him. No, you don't. I talked with Suzuki the other day. She said you have barely any work this month. So what's this really about, huh? Kunime panicked. So not only were his excuses no longer working, now Kindaichi thought he was hiding something. Which, yes, he was, but that definitely wasn't the thing Kindaichi would think about first. It's not like that. I just... Just say you want to be alone next time, whatever the reason. But that's not... He fell silent when Kindaichi waved his hand in dismissal and headed for the door. I'm out. But don't forget we are going to visit my parents on Friday. You can't get out of that. Kunime flinched with the loud bang of their door being shut, taking a shaky breath to settle his racing heart. In all honesty, he completely forgot about the visit, where they had to go by car because Yutaro's parents lived in a different prefecture, where the only way to get was by driving on a highway. Shit. He had 2 days to figure something out. He looked up the opening hours of his doctor, fully decided to walk those 10 kilometers to get that prescription, even if he was about to faint from exhaustion or injure his tendon again. But to his horror, the web only showed vacation in big red letters for the upcoming week. Searching for any other neurologist or psychiatrist in the close vicinity accepting walk-ins for checkups also didn't turn up anything, leaving him slumped and desperate. This wasn't going to end well, he could already tell. His hands wouldn't stop shaking the whole morning. He was already panicking, and he didn't even get into the car yet. How bad was it going to be then? Or when they actually got on the highway? Just the thought made it hard to breathe. His best bet was to try fall asleep before they actually got to the point of highway. But looking at Kindaichi huffing and puffing the whole time they packed their things, Kunime somewhat doubted he would let him. He flinched when Kindaichi slammed the trunk. You don't have to smash the door this hard. Kindaichi raised his eyebrow at him. I do. The door doesn't close properly if you don't shut it with enough force. Been like that for the last week. But of course, you would have to actually drive the car to know that. Kunime winced as if he got physically hit. I told you I couldn't. Yeah, I know. You couldn't go. Come on, get in or we'll be late. With his heart hammering in his chest, Kunime took a few deep breaths in hopes to calm himself down, repeating the reassuring mantra in his head. Do we really have to go? He regretted asking the second Kindaichi clenched his jaw. Yes, don't even try to avoid it. And hurry up. Kunime's heart dropped at the badly hidden annoyance in his boyfriend's voice. He quickly sat in the car, if only to prevent Kindaichi from driving faster because they weren't on time. However, his insides clenched the second Kindaichi started the engine. He squeezed his eyes shut and gripped tighter on the seat and door handle, only hoping it wasn't weird enough for Kindaichi to notice. It's just a car ride. You've been in car before. It's nothing horrible. Just a ride. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. He kept his eyes shut from the moment the car started moving, his hands trembling since he recognized they drove on the highway. A silent prayer for the ride to be over soon rested on his lips, even though he knew there were 2 more hellish hours ahead of him. Fortunately, Kindaichi didn't seem to notice his struggling. At least he didn't say anything, and that was fine with Kunimi. He could go like this the whole way, for sure. He had to. Though he would give anything for Kindaichi to talk to him. Even if he just talked to himself, Kunimi just wanted to hear his voice. It always calmed him down in moments of distress. You? Are you upset?
I'm not.
You are. I'm sorry I couldn't go with you. I swear I would if...
Then why don't you tell me the reason? The real one. I don't mind you not wanting to go with me, but what am I supposed to think when you are lying to me? If you wanted privacy, you could just say so.
It's not like that. The car suddenly jerked to the side as Kindaichi turned the steering wheel for whatever reason. With a startle, Kunimi opened his eyes. Immediately, his mind was overwhelmed by the road running fast behind the windows and the cars speeding by. A wave of panic hit him like a truck, the sharp humming sounds from outside closing his throat more and more. Too fast. Everything was too fast. He closed his eyes again, but it was too late. He already knew they were going fast. Too fast. Speed was dangerous. Too much unknown. Reaction times were slow. Always. Too slow to save them if something happened. The air was suddenly too thin to breathe, strangling and suffocating at the same time. He couldn't breathe, first tears burning in his eyes. He had to get out of the car that moved too fast. Stop before the speed killed them. Stop the car.
What?
Stop the car, please. What's wrong? A pathetic, strangled whimper fell from Kunimi's lips as he curled into a ball as much as the safety belt allowed him. Please slow down, please.
Are you sick? Akira, talk to me.
He could hear the starting panic in Kindaichi's voice, which threw him into an even deeper despair. Too fast. They were about to die. Speed was too dangerous, too uncontrollable. Just stop the car, please. I'm begging you. Alright, just hold on a bit, okay? Please slow down, please. A large hand squeezed his thigh. I will, I promise. Just hold on. Hot tears rolled down Kunimi's face, his breath ragged and shallow despite the usually calming touch. Then the car finally stopped. Kunimi torn open the safety belt and stumbled out, gripping on the railings as his stomach turned. His whole body trembled with gags and terror alike, his knees barely stable enough to hold him standing. He covered his ears in a desperate attempt to block the sounds of cars speeding around, but without any result. He still knew. It all reminded him of speed. The cursed speed that always devolved him into a trembling, sobbing mess and an annoying burden to everyone around. If Kindaichi didn't hate him before, Aki. He turned away with a quiet whimper, embarrassed for his tears and the mess he made. Shh, it's okay. How do you feel? I can't. I'm sorry, I didn't. I tried to, I swear it. A warm hand gently rubbed his back, tearing another strangled sob from him. Shh. It's fine. Everyone gets sick sometimes. But I'm not. It's much worse. Do you think you'll be okay for the rest? No! No, please don't make me get back. I can't do this. I can't. Just leave me here. I'll get home, but don't make me get back. He squeezed his eyes shut again, his teeth chattering. Just go without me. I can't leave you out here alone. We are in the middle of a highway. Please. Aki. I can't do this. It's too fast. Everything is too fast and it's too dangerous. I can't. Aki, tell me what's wrong. I want to help you, but I don't know how. Gripping the railing tighter, Kunimi finally looked up, though he didn't see much through the mist in his eyes. You will hate me more than now. There was a beat of silence, almost as if even the cars suddenly stopped, and Kunimi cringed inwardly, averting his gaze again. Of course Kindaichi hated him. It was obvious and inevitable. Just a question of time before... I don't hate you, Aki. Why would you say that? Because I'm just a burden to you. I'm scared. It's phobia. Since I was a kid. I ran out of meds last week and it's... Taco... That's speed, right? Kunimi gave a shaky nod, prepared for the inevitable outcome. Yet, instead of scoffs, the hand on his back resumed its movement, soothing the sobs jerking with his shoulders. Why didn't you tell me? I've known you for so long and I had no idea you take medication. I thought... Was this why you couldn't go anywhere with me? Yeah. I can't drive without meds, or ride a train, or in a car. It's too fast. I'm sorry I didn't tell you, but I'm already annoying you enough and this... I thought I could make it somehow, but it didn't work and... He didn't even manage to yelp in surprise when he found himself crushed against Kindaichi's chest in a firm, yet so careful embrace. You aren't annoying. You never were. I'm so sorry I pushed you into so much stress. I don't hate you. I could never hate you. A soft sigh tickled on Kunimi's neck, urging him to snuggle closer. I didn't know what to think when you suddenly became so strange, but I would never say any of that if I knew you were scared. He pulled away a bit and then cupped Kunimi's cheeks. You could have just asked. I would get you to a doctor somehow. We could make it work. But I already bother you enough and you have work and team to worry about. But you are important for me too, more than any of that. I'm so sorry I made you feel like a burden. I didn't want that. You're the most amazing person I know. I'll gladly repeat that 1,000,000 times if it makes you believe it. Kunimi's vision hazed again. He clutched Kindaichi's t-shirt in his hands and hid his face in his chest, trying his hardest to stay at least somewhat composed. I'm sorry. Don't be, please. Not for being scared. I should be sorry for hurting you. I was so preoccupied with being grumpy I didn't even notice you were suffering. Please forgive me if you can. They stayed on the side of the road until Kunimi's breathing settled to some extent. He was exhausted, but just the image of getting back into the car sent his heart racing again. What do we do now? I can't make it all the way to your parents, I'm sorry. It's okay. I'll call them, we can't get there now and we can head back. Is there anything I can do to help you? Taking a shaky breath, Kunimi hastily wiped his eyes and glanced towards the car, shivering. Maybe I could try sleep through it. Kindaichi nodded and squeezed his hand in reassurance. Alright, I'll drive slowly, I promise. Do you want me to hold your hand? No. Focus on the road. I'll hold on to you if you don't mind. Smiling, Kindaichi kissed his forehead and gently nudged him to the car. Of course I don't. Come on, let's get you home and I'll go pick your meds tomorrow, okay? Nodding, Kunimi squeezed Kindaichi's forearm the moment they settled in the car and then closed his eyes. Can we? Yes. Be careful, please. I will, I promise.